Hi, this is Cooter Pickleberry. We're out here doing a little pond fishing at a neighborhood pond. That's Trip right behind me. He just caught had to be easily a 25-pound bass if you ask him. We're making some Churrasco with chimichurri. It's a Latin steak with a lot of citrus and garlic and stuff. It's really good. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Thanks for joining us. So I realized while editing this that I did a pretty lousy job of getting footage of what skirt steak looks like when you get it. I bought mine at Costco. It used to be pretty cheap around here, but I think everyone figured out what a great cut of meat it is and how tender it is. So now it's a little bit more expensive. I got a big giant pack at Costco for like 60, 65 bucks. Cooked it all because we'll eat it for lunch or whatever for the next couple of days. There's lots left over. I don't really show me marinating that. Typically, I've always made my own homemade mojo sauce, but I was in a hurry when I did this today, so I just bought a jug of it in the international section at the grocery store, and it was actually excellent. I can't really even tell the difference. So that's probably the way to go. It saves a lot of steps. In either case, in the description down below, you're going to see how to make mojo if you want to. If you don't want to, then you can just buy a bottle of it at I think any grocery store around the country probably has it now. It's just in the kind of Latin section. If not, you go to a Latin grocery store, get it there. So I won't really show you the marinating of that. I will show you the making of the chimichurri sauce that goes on top of it. It's good. You'll like it. Thanks. All right, here's the ingredients. I'm not showing the outside skirt steak. That comes in big long strips. You can cut that up a little bit to make it fit on the grill better. But we got white distilled vinegar, some olive oil, some oregano and red pepper flakes, medium-sized white onion, juice of 1 lime, and a bunch of cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you can always replace that with parsley. Some people don't like cilantro. A little bit of salt and pepper to taste. And then in addition, we're going to be making some sweet potato French fries in the air fryer and a bag of pre-made beans and rice, which is about 20-25 minutes to make that, and it's absolutely delicious. It goes really well with that recipe. So first, we're going to start by chopping up the cilantro. If you have a food processor, that works great. Just don't put the olive oil in it, or it'll get real opaque and emulsified and look kind of ugly. But we'll just cut it up here because my food processor burned up on me. Dice up some onion real small, stick that in there. Juice of 1 lime, we'll squeeze that in. And then about 10 cloves of garlic, decent sized cloves. Chop those up nice, throw it in there. And then some white distilled vinegar. And the oregano and pepper flakes that I have there. And some olive oil. And we'll put a little bit of salt and pepper to wind it up. And that'll do that. It's a pretty simple little thing to make. And the marinade, like I said, you can just buy a bottle of it nowadays. It's as good as anything I make at home for the mojo. Stick a little bit of salt in. We'll just give it a little nice stir, and we'll get it out of the white mixing bowl because my wife doesn't like me serving in mixing bowls on the table. So we're going to stick that into a regular decorative fancy bowl, which is, I guess, good. And that's about all there is to that. Then we just got to make the steak and stick all this stuff on a plate, which we're going to do shortly. Here's a pretty hot grill, a couple pieces of hickory to get some smoke in there. We'll cut that skirt steak up so it fits on the grill pretty good using offset heat, and get a little bit of char on the outside. Cook that to about 130, 135 degrees. If you overcook it, it's not as juicy and tender. A little smoke wafting out, so we know there's getting some smoky flavor in there. It's good stuff. And we'll pull that out, serve it up. I'm just going to take a little taste here before I serve it on the table, because I like to do that. Maybe not quite as charred as I would like on the outside. It got a little warmer on the inside, and I was afraid to char it. I was also in a bit of a hurry, but it's pretty delicious. That's a good bite right there. Yummy, yummy. And we're just serving it up on the table with the sweet potato fries, beans and rice, chimichurri, and churrasco. And that's how it looks on a plate. And I'm not going to show you eating anymore. What did you do, Larry? Larry, look at me. Did you do this, Larry? Jennifer Lopez, Lady Buck Buck, who kicked all the food out of the feeder? That just brings in the rat friends of yours, which I don't particularly enjoy. Larry, I hold you responsible. Yeah, all y'all got to stop doing this stuff. It's getting ridiculous. I'm going through way too much feed. You're not laying eggs like you used to. You're bad girls. I would not introduce you to my mama.